Hello guys. Welcome to Top Anime Sensei. This video is the part 4 of chapter 5 after the festival, so if you have not watched the previous parts, then please go check them. The links are in the description, and if you like the video please subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. So without any further delay, let's start. What does that mean, Miles? An eye for an eye? I still don't get it. Whether it was Benimaru, Rigurd or Geld, all of them were still confused by this explanation. Diablo seemed to have understood, but he was still quietly making tea. Aren't you a demon and all, are you really that weak-minded? Rimuru-sama said that I would handle the rest of the matter. In other words, I was to do a favor for those merchants that now had nowhere to go, and convert them to our side instead. Miles sure was amazing. I thought that he might have known what I meant, but I didn't expect him to understand this so clearly. If you want to make these people behave, rather than resorting to threats or intimidation, it is better to do them a favor. It is much simpler and has a higher rate of success. It was what Elmesia said, and I'm putting it into practice. Sticks and carrots all at the same time. That's pretty much our tactic. I see, as expected of Rimuru-sama. So that's the case. You have my approval. So, Miles-san, did we really manage to convert those merchants? Foo, we are guaranteed not to fail. I said that I would personally plead for them, and that was already a favor for those merchants. Thanks to Rimuru-sama's threat back then, this whole thing was surprisingly simple. Miles, with the expression of a scheming merchant, reported joyfully. It's great that we have succeeded, but this seemed to make me look like some sort of a villain. I'm somewhat offended by it, but I'll give it a pass. And as such, everyone was on the same page and we proceeded to the next motion. Rather than calling it the next motion, I should have called it the main issue of the day. As I've just said, the matters regarding those merchants will be handled by Miles-kun. The problem that has been troubling us for days has finally been resolved. I want to have everyone comment about how they felt during the founding festival. Any thoughts are welcome, don't reserve any of your opinions. As soon as I finished, Gazel let out a few dry coughs before quickly interjecting, Rimuru, as the leader of your ally nation, there's something I want to bring to your attention. I've already commented on your out-of-line actions last night. This time my question is the same. What were you thinking when you did it? What do you mean? I didn't quite get what he said, but considering how pissed Gazel looked, I may have messed things up again. However, I still have no clue. If I have to decide, it would be with regards to the handling of the merchants mentioned just now, but it didn't seem to be the case. Are you really that self-aware? That's why I have to keep an eye on you this entire time. Vesta, weren't you and Gabble-san the ones that developed the projector machine? Wasn't it also your idea to give it some advanced application so that even long-distance images could be replayed in real time? King Gazel, about that. Vesta's face had, "Oh shit," written all over it. Did Mr. Vesta get so into researching that he forgot to report back to King Gazel? Kaijin also muttered rather perplexedly. This guy is still as careless as always. It looked like he was right. King Gazel, it's not like that. Vesta-san and I indeed developed what you just described and proposed to keep Demon Lord Clayman's legacy. However, the one who wanted to combine video recording magic items and the projector, was Rimuru-sama. Gabble was famous for his frankness. He revealed the whole ordeal without hesitation. His words made Vesta look awkward while I looked troubled. It's just as I thought. Next time before you go public, could you at least give me a heads up and discuss it with me a bit? To us, the projector's value was that it was a convenient and irreplaceable invention for entertainment. But to the eyes of the kings and nobles of the Western nations, it was an entirely different case. This thing has way too many applications, to the point that they're uncountable. At least to the crowd at the scene, everyone could tell its value. Gazel said unpleasantly. I just thought that it would be great to have a large screen to watch the expanded footage of the martial tournament and the labyrinth interior. And the people loved it too. But the device had given the officials of different nations quite a cultural shock, it seemed. With something like that, it would change the whole concept of war. They said that an immediate application would be in the military. One huge advantage was that they could now command the army from a safe distance. The officials of the army no longer had to risk themselves in any dangerous situation. As opposed to the one-to-one magic communication, this method would enable many times more volume of intelligence transfer. I was only thinking it'll be good to have something like this and ordered people to construct the device, yet it turned out that we made something incredible. I am reflecting now, but that's not the point of this meeting. Not everything in this world will go according to our heart's content. But, you must require a high level of magicule to operate the machine. I managed to cover my tail with this explanation. I had actually made improvements regarding these drawbacks by developing a system to store magicule. But it would be wise to save these words for later discussions with Gazel in private. Anyhow, just don't publish something that can be suspected to be of military usage so casually. You're the only one who wants to use it for entertainment. Gazel told me, baffled. And when I thought it was over, it was Elmesia's turn to cut in. I can actually purchase similar inventions in the future. I heard that there's something called a patent in your world, right? I'm willing to pay the necessary price to purchase the rights for your invention, and grant me the privilege to use it first. Ah, then El-chan, please get this nation's bathing technology as well. I got it, Ellen. My negotiation with Yoshida-san has also gone well. You have to drop by my place more often in the future. That's for sure. I didn't even get the chance to respond before Ellen cut in to add to the mess. Elmesia also agreed happily. The two were sitting together like close siblings. On the other hand, I saw Elalud, her father's expression changed drastically as he began to shout in panic. Ellen, what are you doing? Your Majesty. Even though she's my daughter, please don't spoil Ellen. Also, Ellen, you can't just call Her Majesty the Emperor El-chan. Elalud, why do you talk so much? Seriously, Dad's always so dramatic. I had a feeling that when these two got mixed together, things may get dangerous. I suddenly felt bad for Elalud. Ellen and Elmesia also shared a surprisingly good chemistry. Even the members of the Emperor's Imperial Knights standing behind Elmesia looked surprised at the scene. Members of the Magus, what you saw is the equivalent of a national secret, you must not leak this information. Although Elalud came out to give closure, there's no saying as to how effective it was. Elmesia on the other hand, paid no mind to what Elalud or anyone else said, she was gonna speak her mind regardless. Given this to be the case, I hope that you will send researchers to our kingdom. Of course, it will be considered an official employment. We will be paying the proper fee for instructing tech research. In other words, will you be in charge of finding the labor as well? About that. I do want to do that. But if you are afraid of a possible leak of your core technology, we can also export the necessary instruments to address the issue. In that way, there will be a need to transport components made in our nation. To respond to Elmesia's request, many conditions had to be satisfied first. For instance, the plumbing required for facilities relying on water, such as a kitchen, bathroom, or toilet, were all the product of dwarven technology contributed by Kaijin and the other dwarves. With that being the case, it would be faster for us to export the domestically produced machine parts directly to Sarian. Since you are sending the parts, I hope you will be using that thing called a train. I will be providing funds for that as well. Can you finish developing it faster? Elmesia said, seemingly having seen through my thoughts already. Gazel has a skill that can read minds, but does Elmesia have one as well? So far there's no sign of that, but I better not get careless. We still have yet to develop the train itself. That's why, if any scientists or experts in magic from your nation are willing to offer assistance, it will certainly help speed things up. Of course we will. Elalud. Yes ma'am. I'm on it right now. Elalud was as loyal to Elmesia as it gets. He didn't look like a nobleman of high authority, instead he seemed more like a conveniently placed errand boy. Seeing how Elalud was behaving, Gazel turned to him with a sympathetic look. Gazel had also previously mentioned that he couldn't raise his head before Elmesia either. Surely, he related a lot to Elalud. And as such, Emperor Elmesia of the Sorcerer's Dynasty Sarian was willing to personally provide assistance to us. That's truly reassuring, Elmesia-san. Now that our research program has been settled, surely our magic train will be on its way soon. Ho? Is its name Magic Train? Yes, it is installed with a motor using spirits, the spirit magic core, and manipulated using magic spells that would be implemented by magic science. Isn't it perfect? As if it's that easy. How interesting. How very interesting. I really hope you make it real soon. Gazel was calling me overly optimistic, but he said so with a smile on his face, confident in my future success. Anyhow, there's bound to be a lot of progress from now on. Let's lay down the tracks to Sarian first. We can build it alongside the road construction. It will save us time as well. Since our country was leading the charge, it was easy to standardize things. Laying down the tracks wouldn't be throwing up any issues. Hold on. I have a question about the tunnel proposed by Benimaru-sama in the past. Is it really needed in the future? An unexpected question from an unexpected person. It was Momiji. She asked us whether the tunnel was necessary, Does it mean that she's willing to let us dig through their mountain? If it's possible, I hope to dig tunnels in the future. First, we will set up a checkpoint in Blumend, and then go through Farmanas until we reach the west gate of Armored Kingdom Dwargon. It is hard enough to get the rights to use the land in Western Kingdoms already. We will also run a lot of losses by taking the long route around the mountains. But if this is something you dislike, then I wouldn't pursue the project any further. I see. Then I will trust Rimuru-sama's words. If you guarantee not to cause any harm to the Holy Mountain, I may consider giving you permission to dig this tunnel. Really? Yes, however, I have one condition. I hope that you can send Benimaru-sama as the person in charge, Momiji said while blushing. It went without saying that I was an understanding man. Benimaru-kun. Hold on. Rimuru-sama, are you selling me out? Don't put it that way. Geld is handling some major cases now. If anyone's better at leadership than him, it would be you. Geld nodded in agreement to my words. In contrast, Benimaru looked shocked. There's no way I can handle it. To begin with, I don't even have any relevant knowledge about construction work. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And if you guys have not watched the previous parts, then please watch them. The links are in the description. And don't forget to like, subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates.